This week on The Big Room.
Assuming as a gift that you two have the skills to be recruited by
Probably
the
do.
Men in Black, do you do it?
Are they paying for my food and housing?
They,
I would
I don't think you have to
assume.
pay for
I
anything
don't
ever
think
again.
there's paying. You eat where they tell you to eat, and you live where they tell you to live. I assume
I'm in.
it's all fixed.
You're in?
I'm in.
You know
I'll
family?
hunt some. I've had enough. 30 years is plenty.
I've had enough. Welcome back to the Big Room. We did another film.
We did.
It's kind of what we do.
Number 75?
Five, I think. 75.
It's a good strong number.
75.
Here we are.
We're still doing it. We watched Men in Black, the original. I had not seen it. You had
I
not
had
seen
not
it.
seen it.
Carl has probably seen it.
Yes.
Nick,
I had seen it, but
Oh.
a shocker to no one, didn't remember most of it.
I had seen
Ah.
two scenes from this movie. I had seen the table scene, which is unfortunate, and the flying saucer smashing the truck, and then the dudes.
Oh, yeah.
So I'd seen basically the bug introduction. So
Yeah.
this movie came out in 1997. I was but 2. I was probably actually 1 when the movie released.
Not only did it
was a
come
summer
out
film.
1997, it came out July 2nd, 97,
I was 1 years old.
which was exactly to the day 1 year after Independence Day.
Oh.
I like it.
Oh.
July 2nd, 96.
Interesting.
Directed by Barry Sonnenfeld, who did the 90s Addams Family films.
I like those.
It had a budget of $90 million, and it made $589.4 million
That's so
Pretty
many.
good.
at the box office, over $500
So
million.
many millions.
It competed in the box office in the summer against Disney's Hercules and Batman and Robin, which is an awful movie that we have to watch for the show. It is. Carl, have you seen Batman and Robin?
It's been a long, long time. It'd
it's
be
been-
fun to rewatch.
I think it's been close to 20 years since I've seen it. And I remember being younger or around like 10 or 11 and thinking this movie's bad. But it's good bad. That movie's
I don't
atrocious.
think.
Danny Elfman did the music. I only know his name because he's one of the weirdest looking dudes of all time.
Oh.
Look up Danny Elfman.
Poor Danny Elfman.
His hair decisions. Wow.
Poor choices.
Stars Tommy Lee Jones and Will Smith. I love Tommy Lee Jones and Will Smith. Tommy Lee Jones, also one of those people with a voice that I'm just like, dude, it's a good voice.
Yeah.
Love it.
You gotta watch No Country for Old Men.
I gotta watch old men for No Country.
Yeah.
So Men in Black was a Marvel comic. I didn't know that.
Yeah, me either.
They
I
talked
saw
about
that
it
at
like
the
based
beginning.
on the thing in the beginning. I had no idea. I looked into it a little bit. Apparently, Men in Black is like before it was a comic, it was a conspiracy theory.
Mm-hmm.
So there was like American conspiracy theory folklore that there's men in black like hiding aliens and whatnot. So
I
it's like
believe
a
it.
folklore conspiracy deal. The comics were not popular, apparently. They are very tonally different. From what I read, they lean into more of a neo-noir or even horror direction. They're more grounded. I mean, as grounded as you can be while doing not just aliens, but like corporeal spirits and demons and stuff. They do in the comic book. The agents in the comics are apparently more exterminators than protectors. So they just go out and squash. They shoot first and ask questions later. They just go kill things. They're not like Earth's border patrol. They're just murderers. The
Earth's
comic
Border Patrol
is
I like
also more grounded in some ways, lacking the fantastical weapons and gadgetry of the films. So it seems like movies obviously more comedic, fun, light, a little more like protect and serve, and then
Yeah.
in the comics it's like more grit, and as comics tend
More
to be.
bureaucratic.
that. And apparently in the comics, they instead of wiping memory, just kill them.
Yep,
Oh, that's nice.
So
Wiping
couldn't really do that in a
memories
comedy.
Nicer. It's
pretty metal.
It's a lot of people that would be dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So being groomed. Speaking now, Men in Black, and you idiots didn't wear black. You wear black all the time, and the person who wears color always wore black with
wore black.
me. I'm always in black, and you're men in blue and men dressed like
Men
a
in
Marlboro
Wearing
ad.
Red?
What Will
Men in
Smith
red.
wore
All
at the
right.
egg-shaped table. So
All
I was doing another
right.
cosplay.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
I should have got some orange pants.
He gets a
Yeah.
half mark.
Yeah.
Sure.
Nick just
I'm
gets
going for something here.
Yeah, Nick gets a foghorn sound, but I don't have one, so you get poot.
I'm sorry.
You're also late again.
Listen, we don't have to talk about it.
Shame.
I am 31 years old and I still think everything is 15 minutes from my
You
house.
live more than 30 minutes from here.
It's not 30. It's like 20.
No.
Whatever.
You live a shocking distance from here. It's unbelievable. I kept
Shocking.
driving. I was driving to your house last weekend, and at one point I'm like, I'm still driving there.
Still on the way.
Crazy. The opening I thought was interesting of the film. Because we opened with Border Patrol, like actual,
Yeah.
Mexico-American border patrol, and a truck full of illegal aliens, and one of them is an alien, like an actual alien.
Illegal
It's an
aliens
illegal
and an
alien,
alien.
So what I don't really fully know is what they were trying to make us feel in that scene. Like, is it simple? Were we just supposed to draw the parallel between like Alien Border Patrol, which they don't really explain that they're kind of border patrol for another 40 minutes almost
Yeah.
into
I don't
the
think
movie.
it's that deep.
I don't. But I don't know. So it's just is an interesting choice. Like I liked it, but I'm like, am I supposed to feel bad for like?
Are the
Who's-
aliens the
who's
good
winning
guys?
and losing here?
Yeah, are they the good guys? Or are they?
And because
Fine.
border, like in the last 10 years or so, has been so unbelievably politicized,
Mm-hmm.
I think that it's just interesting, and maybe those questions in my brain or not unease because that's extreme, but like a
Just a little supercharged
just
now.
a little makes it different to watch the opening in 2024. Thanks to the big orange moron. So that
No,
was interesting to me.
I think it was just to show that they're like, they can come in and do whatever they want kind of thing.
That makes sense because they do like supersede, and we'll take it from
Yeah,
here,
yeah.
boys. What was it? D and K. at that point?
D6. Oh, yeah. What was it? Yeah, Division 6.
Well,
Which
D,
they said was bullshit, and they let them do it anyway.
Well, that's
Like,
true.
Why?
And then they also like we get a lot from the beginning of that. We get like, oh, the aliens are running away, and
They know them.
they know them.
They're
like,
hiding
there's-
in plain sight. Yeah.
Right, and there's I'll have more on that later. And there's familiarity, like you said, and also like it was very interesting to me that when the Border Patrol agent like looked down into the gulch or wherever they were, and then the alien freaked and started running.
I didn't get
Yeah, I
that.
didn't understand that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know that we're supposed to. I think it's just set up for a gooey
So
explosion.
yeah, so they can be
Like, I
like,
don't think
"Ha,
it's that deep.
Either
it's covered
that,
in
Yeah,
goo."
let's not big brain this movie. I don't know that it's that.
or is it
Show
like
that they're peaceful and they're trying to be diplomatic, and then when they don't, when all else fails, they have license to kill, I guess.
Was it
Maybe
like-
what they're illustrating there?
did the alien like realize that once Border Patrol saw him, he knew that then D and K had another thing to think about, and maybe now's my chance.
True.
Like they
Think
knew
they
that
know
the
about the
situation
neuralizer.
there got messy, but yeah, do they not know about the neuralizer? I just don't know. Was the alien dead either way? Since somebody saw him, probably not, because they just neuralize everybody that sees
Maybe
the
he was
roach.
trying to get away like the rest
Bug.
of the aliens were, and he's like, "Well, I'm dead on this planet, so I might as well just get shot and make it quick."
Maybe, I don't know, but that was
knows?
interesting.
Yeah.
And then we get a lot. We get introduced to the you said it was called a neuralizer because I didn't write that.
Yeah.
down. Okay.
The
cool-
neuralizer is like the biggest plot armor. You can just explain. Everybody will just forget.
Yeah.
It's good plot armor though because it's not
I mean, it's fine. Yeah,
it's not
but
perfect
just-
because you have to make up an explanation and I loved the whole like brain cancer angle that's brought
Yeah.
into it. How many times have you neuralized this person? Many. Like
you neuralized
Never
me?
heard it before.
no,
No.
but yes.
I kept asking. I haven't. No.
You know what that opening scene did more than anything was confuse me.
Of course.
Or not confuse me. It was just,
You're-
it set,
Your
it made-
brain cell was just vibrating the whole time. What's going on?
it made me look for a twist for the entire movie that never came. Because whenever,
Not every
Agent
movie
K-
needs
no,
a twist.
listen.
I know you like them,
Listen,
but not
that's
every
true.
movie needs a twist. Not
Agent-
everything's Fight Club.
Agent K goes to freeze or like flash the patrol agents. And he goes, "You gullible breed," or "Such a gullible breed." I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh my god, he's an alien!"
No.
And I was ready for that reveal.
I
the
kind of
whole
had a
time.
similar thought. Not gonna lie, because he's
Why
like
would he
gullible
say
breed.
you're a gullible breed?
Because he deals with a lot of
But
breeds.
he is that breed.
It's called self-loathing.
He's a different
When you
breed.
get older, you'll get some of it.
Whatever.
It's what keeps
So
me
that's what
going.
I was looking for, and it never happened.
Nope.
Maybe
Happened.
episode.
That's a shitty way to watch a movie.
Maybe the third movie he'll be an alien. I don't know. He probably. I don't know.
No, I haven't seen him. Speaking of aliens, the alien designs I don't think have aged quite so well as, say, the dinosaurs in Jurassic Park or the aliens in Star Wars.
They are fun
or-
though. They do have a lot of fun variety. They didn't just do the run-of-the-mill little gray aliens, which is nice.
Yeah.
The word I wrote down was charming. I thought that
The little
they-
baby octopus alien. He was pretty
Yeah.
cute.
I like that one.
I
Yeah.
think it
cute.
objectively looks bad, but it's like great.
Or the aliens in the break room making the coffee.
Yeah.
Those were
The-
rough.
Dude. the
Those
guy-
guys are great.
Yeah, but the one with the cigarette.
Yeah.
I love that guy. Yeah,
pretty
I
good.
like when they're boning out and he's got like the dolly full of Marlboro
Yeah.
like boxes.
Yeah.
One of them's
I
got
wonder
like
how much
the
they paid
Statue
for
of
that
Liberty.
ad spot.
Remember when cigarettes you could just show them?
Yeah. We peaked.
NASCAR was still called the Winston Cup. I thought the de-aging out thing was a little sad.
Yeah,
like, oh,
did he
he's
just
getting
zap
old.
him and leave him in the desert? Like, I'm sure he took care of him, and there's
I
maybe some like
assume-
contingency plan there, but it's
I
pretty
assume
brutal.
it depends. The impression that I got from the end of the film, to jump way ahead with Kay, was that it's dependent on. I assume there's some kind of exit program, and that it's dependent on the backstory that you're given after you're flashed.
There's probably some written will type thing that like a
Maybe, but like,
emerging
Well,
into
they have to
society
rewrite
kind
your
of thing.
backstory because
Well,
you've been erased.
what we know about
Just
Kay
everybody's coming out of comas.
is
Yeah,
that
so many comas.
what we know on Kay's side is that Jay saw him like creep on that lady with a satellite and kind of went, so there was a connection and he's the one who zapped him. So he probably was like, oh, coma forever, wakes up. Cool.
Yeah.
Now, what I don't understand is, does the lady buy it or does she have to get zapped too and kind of, oh, your husband's been asleep for 30 years and blah, blah, blah.
Because
Yeah,
like
that's
his,
interesting.
but like because his body wasn't laying somewhere. He
Right.
was still out doing his thing.
Right. But like,
So like what?
the only person you have to convince, I guess, is, well, maybe not. Because what if she has friends? They're like, you didn't have a husband.
Listen, I'm just saying it's loose.
It's a little loose.
It's loose.
Right.
This will be where everyone on TikTok is like, these idiots missed the.
You missed the point. It doesn't matter that his wife was all alone. Who cares?
movies are supposed to just have fun. Hey, you know what? Get your own podcast.
Get off your phone.
Podcast equipment's cheap. You try it. I scrolled way too far. So yeah, that was sad. First, the first sad part for me was the aging out, and then they zap him, and I'm like, oh, he won't get to remember anything. It's like retirement, but with no sense of accomplishment because
Yeah.
you don't know what you did.
don't like
It is literally like a coma.
Yeah. Can they just not trust them to not say anything?
I think so. I think it's like, what if Area 51 was for real, and also like the TSA.
Yeah.
There's a lot to. I guess if you're trying to keep the public in the dark, because they mentioned at one point that like there's always a war and the Earth is always under threat by aliens. Blah blah blah. It's just that they don't know about it, so they can be happy
Yeah.
that you cannot have loose ends in that situation. And I'm sure, without knowing anything at all, I'm sure that in the next two films, a loose end has to be a plot point. It just has to be. There's no way they didn't explore that.
Did you guys recognize the bus driver?
It was
The very
Uncle
beginning.
Rico.
Yep.
Was it?
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
way.
Yeah. It kept
No.
bugging me. I was like, who is that guy? He looks so familiar. And then I looked it up and I was like, oh, I did not realize that was
Uncle
a wig.
Rico from Napoleon
Oh,
Dynamite.
okay.
Except this time
So
he
all
had
that to
hair.
say, and it's fitting that you're
I
not
don't
wearing
know
your
it well
hat.
enough.
We should definitely get Uncle Rico wigs.
Oh,
Like,
I'll just get a perm.
let's get wigs.
let's do it.
It's the best. So, num, 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 num. Okay, Will Smith's introduction. So he's NYPD. So he's obviously a skilled cop, running up and down the street like a madman. Ends up chasing an alien because he blinks sideways, has the crazy laser gun that shatters, and ends up getting found by
Scales
K
of building.
and getting recruited into the Men in Black, which is an interesting point. I liked the line during the debrief because they're doing a normal debrief at NYPD, I guess. And there's like some, stereotypically overweight cop, your classic donut muncher patrolman, and he's maybe K's partner or something, or supposed to corroborate his story in some manner. And I like the line, the fat cop goes, "If you were half the man I am," and Jay goes, "What are you talking about? I am half the man." I thought that was great. And then it's cool that, like, not only does K show up, he's taking care of the paperwork, and then he just whisks him away. And
he wipes the memory of Laurel.
he has to wipe the memory of everybody. Like, that's the thing.
Yeah.
That's the
So
loose
even-
end is, do you have to flash every NYPD officer, like all of them that know he exists, because he has to disappear?
That's true.
It's just the logistics of the
Upkeep.
flashing.
God, I didn't think about that.
Is-
I was just ready to accept that he hit a delete key on a computer and he was
and
gone
it's gone.
forever.
Which, yes.
This must be why that we don't get like any backstory for him. We don't know about his parents, if he had what his upbringing was like. We really just kind of drop in and then we're like, all right, yeah, he's the one. Like we don't
Which-
really.
that
I
begs,
don't want any.
that begs
but
the question.
It's probably because it was hard to write off.
Assuming as a given that you two have the skills to be recruited by
Probably
the
do.
Men in Black, do you do it? Danielle and I are out. We can't be
Hell
considered
no.
because we have tattoos.
Oh, really?
So
Oh yeah,
here's,
no identifying marks.
let me read the quote, the full thing. You will dress only in attire specifically sanctioned by MIB Special Services. You will conform to the identity we give you, eat where we tell you, live where we tell you. From now on, you will have no identifying marks of any kind. You will not stand out in any way. Your entire image is crafted to leave no lasting memory with anyone you encounter. You are a rumor, recognizable only as deja vu and dismissed just as quickly. You don't exist. You were never ever born. Anonymity is your name. Silence your native tongue. You are no longer part of the system. You are above it, over it, beyond it. We are them. We are they. We are the Men in Black. So we are out because we have.
I wouldn't
if
identifying
they
do it.
marks.
can
I wouldn't
wipe
do it
your
anyway.
fingerprints off, they could get your tattoos off.
But I like them. Also, where I would bounce out is the suit. I'm not wearing that.
Are they paying for my food and housing?
They,
I
I
would
don't think you have to
assume.
pay for
I
anything
don't
ever
think
again.
there's paying. You eat where they tell you to eat, and you live where they tell you to live. I assume
I'm in.
it's all fixed.
You're in?
I mean,
No
I'll
family?
hunt some. I've had enough. 30 years is plenty.
I've had enough. These damn
30
people.
30 years is plenty.
I guess if you start once
They've got
you're
enough
older.
of me. I've got enough of them.
How do you
Ready
re-
for something new.
How do
Go
you
hunt some
feel
I
aliens.
kind of want
now.
to know more about the retirement options,
Carl,
but
no more Broverwatch.
no more.
No more
eggs.
Jack Browns.
Yeah.
Oh,
Maybe I could get some kind of write up that's like, work in some places that I used to like.
can't be
but
the
I couldn't go there
Eggman.
because they'd recognize me. Yeah.
You can't be the Eggman. That's an identity. Like your life is
Hmm.
beach.
Your life
you're,
is
you're,
alien.
You're Ken, but your job is
Yeah.
alien.
Yeah, I'm probably out. If I wouldn't go to Jurassic Park, I probably wouldn't join MIB.
So I'm very in for Jurassic Park. I want to feed a brachiosaurus giraffe food, but no, I'm not. I'm not doing Men in Black because I don't want to wear a suit. That's literally I don't want to wear a
that
suit.
is a bummer.
And friends are cool.
What if they let you wear just a black t-shirt and black jeans?
No. No.
All right.
Yeah,
Chill
there's got to
out.
be some kind of undercover outfit or something, but maybe
Yeah.
not.
See, I like being able to eat where I want and do what I want and live where I want. So it's too restrictive, and I have enormous problems with authority. But so did Jay.
So did Jay.
So
And so did Kay.
and so did Kay.
And we're not JK and
Stop
Oh.
it. Boo. I don't have a boo button. But if I did, boo.
Yeah. And my name would probably be
I think it was
C
great.
in there, and that's not that exciting.
N.
See.
C.
I'd be C as
Yeah.
well.
But you have to spell it like it's not like it's spelled JAY and
Yeah.
KAY.
And
So it'd be
D.
See, that's
CAY?
another thing that in the credits,
I'd
it
be
was
nay.
spelled out, but in the movie, it wasn't. It was just the letter.
huh. It
I don't
was
know.
in the subtitles too.
It was
spelled out.
Yeah, it was spelled out everywhere. But yeah, he's right. When they were deleting, maybe they were just doing that as show don't tell.
Maybe that was a visual thing
Yeah.
only, but I thought it was on the locker. It said J2, and I was like, okay, that must correspond.
What
but
if you have
maybe
two
it's
people
spelled
with the
out.
same letter? Because I would be
That's
D,
interesting.
but there was already a D.
Oh,
I guess
true.
he got neuralized out, so
Yeah.
Hmm.
Maybe that's another rule.
He got retired.
you have to have a different letter.
You can only have 26
Yeah.
people at once.
I really like the whole premise of the movie being a things aren't what they seem kind of deal. As a person who hates conspiracy theories generally, except for Stevie Wonder's Not Blind. It's the only one I subscribe to because it's the most harmless. And also, he caught a mic stand. It's crazy. And he said hi to Shaq in an elevator.
Probably just heard it falling.
How do you hear Shaq? How do you hear?
You just
Shaquille
feel his
O'Neal?
presence, you know.
Yeah.
That's probably true. He might have.
Stomp.
He might
He's
have
large.
a small gravitational pull.
Or you're like, that voice, that voice sounds like it's 10 foot away. That
He
must be
didn't say-
Shaq.
He didn't say anything. That's the thing. He said he was in the elevator completely silent, and Stevie got in. Shaq didn't say or make
Dude.
anything, and Stevie said, "Sup, Big Diesel."
Maybe Stevie says
may
that
just-
to
yeah.
everyone.
And
Maybe-
Shaq's
That's
like,
what, yeah, he
Maybe
probably
he
says that in every
smells.
elevator. And
Maybe
he,
Shaq
maybe he
has
gets
a
it right.
smell.
maybe he smells.
Not like
No.
a bad smell, but like a cologne or
A
something.
Shaq smell.
And if you lose
Yeah.
one, your other senses become stronger, yeah?
So maybe he had been around Shaq before, so when Shaq
Is that
entered the elevator,
real?
he was like,
A heck of a
Or he's been calling everyone Big Diesel, and it finally
It just-
worked, and
it
he's
just
like,
happened
oh
to
my
be
God,
right.
yes. Finally.
He knew
It
Shaq
only has
was,
to work once.
He knew Shaq lived in the building. He's just like, one of these times, I'm gonna crush it, and
gonna
I'm
be
gonna
right.
make him go on
gonna blow
Colbert
his mind.
or Jimmy Fallon and tell this story and make everybody think I'm
a
not
good
blind.
bit.
But I really like the whole. You know, you could be in a laundromat and one of the dryers could be a portal, like Archer, to something
Yeah.
else. Like, you know what I mean? It's just fun.
it's fun.
It's something that's fun to. What I like about it as a premise is that it's fun to think about briefly, and I won't obsess about it. You know what I mean? Like, I like the whole jewelry store, how they shoot that the face off of Jeeves, and a second head just grows back, and it's all wet and gross. And then he flips the button, and all of the like jewelry things flip, and there's cool guns, and Jay spots the right one immediately, and that's kind of his test, his little initiation, if you will,
Yeah.
into Men in Black. And then he's got the whole. You know, you have by sunrise, you need to decide whether you're in or out, and he's obviously in.
And then he sits on a bench all night.
I don't know.
I mean, the sun went down.
He's really mulling it over.
They do in the bench scene. They really show the Twin Towers like a lot.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do.
Really show them a lot. Ouch.
This movie's filming got delayed because of September 11th.
But it came out in 1997.
Oh wait, the second one. The second
there
one's
you go.
filming got delayed.
Okay.
My bad.
Man.
It came out in 2002. So
Right.
those
Okay,
dates
that's
scam.
Nope, they were playing in 9/11 and 97.
Maybe they were.
What interested me is
Maybe they were.
George W. Bush.
Another conspiracy theory. Anyways, continue.
Yeah, man, I'm trying to run a show here. So he hands Jay the business card, right? During the park bench scene, and then flashes him. Why
Yeah, I didn't get
memory
that.
wipe
Why?
him
Yeah.
if you're gonna give him the card? Is
Maybe
it
he
just
wanted to test his willingness to go into something completely
Without-
blind.
remembering the past like 12 hours.
It's like a character test.
Oh yeah, because he had to take the assessment. So
That's true.
you want him going into the assessment like on equal footing with everybody.
Maybe that was it. All right, I'll buy it. I buy it. Man,
Okay,
you
okay.
smart.
We just thought about that.
Interest-
Last night I was out.
Interesting that everybody's name is a letter Z, K, D. We already talked about that, Jay. Now, the recruitment boss guy, Zed. He's played by one of the greatest names in
That one
Hollywood.
guy.
Rip Torn.
Rip
his
Torn.
name.
Rip torn.
Torn.
He's Don Geis in 30 Rock.
Torn is a yes,
And
he
in
is.
Dodgeball.
You know-
Dodgeball.
You know what else he is? He's the voice of Zeus in Disney's Hercules. To bring
love
Hercules up
Hercules.
twice, he's
Which
Zeus
came
in there.
out the same
It
year,
came out.
right?
It's
You
yeah,
just-
same summer. This is one of the
Yeah.
movies that Hercules competed against was Men in Black. I liked that, but here's what kind of distracted me, and I'm not meaning to insult the late Rip Torn here, but was
Rip?
John Goodman just not available? Because they're like the same guy. They even
John
sound the same. You
John
could
Goodman's
s-
goofier, though.
They have a similar cadence.
You could
Both character actors.
So, yes,
tough.
but like the John Goodman character that I pulled as like that you put this guy is his role in Community as the air conditioner.
Air conditioner?
Yeah.
guy, That's exactly what I was thinking
He's
of.
got
'cause
the
it's a
very-
secret society.
Yeah.
He's suited up. Yeah.
And he's very stoic and serious, and this is the room, and like that,
Favorite bit from that show.
it would work, right?
Just
like
the room
it's-
It would work.
I don't want to insult Rip Torn by calling him Dollar Store John Goodman, but and I looked up the trade, and it's like nope, wasn't in running. Like they went for him. It wasn't ever going to be John Goodman. It's just very interesting. They They're so similar to me.
Speaking of alternate castings,
I read a couple of these out loud.
there are some good ones in here.
There's one bad one.
Edgar, the roach guy that gets his inside sucked out and skin put on a roach,
Yum.
was going to be played by John Turturro, which he played Falcone in Batman.
Okay. Yes.
That guy?
Yes. God,
The new Batman?
Yeah. Yeah.
The Batman.
The Batman.
Will Smith, the character Jay, was going to be played by David Schwimmer.
Which is
no.
so bad.
No way.
No.
That's a terrible.
This movie would have been so annoying because David Schwimmer's just, hi,
That-
I'm Ross. Oh my god, an alien.
That was great. That's a good impression.
Thank
And
you.
also, Chris O'Donnell was approached for the role. He
Yeah.
plays Robin in the Batman, the shitty trilogy from the 90s.
But
Quadrilogy, if you
the
will.
one that could have worked would have been a different movie, but could have been really great.
I disagree. I know exactly. what
Really?
you're gonna say. Yeah, he's too old.
Kay, played by Tommy Lee Jones, was supposedly going to be offered to Clint Eastwood.
No, thank you.
I'm here for it.
I'm out. No, he's too old. He's too.
Not in '97.
He's too gritty, whereas
Brother,
Tommy Lee Jones
he's
has more
100.
charm.
Yeah, that's 30 years ago. Roughly 20,
70?
28, 29
I don't
years
like
ago.
it. I don't think so. I've seen a lot of.
Too cold.
Yeah, exactly. He's too
He doesn't
cold.
have the sincerity that Tommy Lee Jones has. 'Cause
Also,
he cares
Clint,
about the aliens.
Clint Eastwood is Clint Eastwood in every movie, and I just
Yeah.
I don't know. He's too much of a
Get off my lawn, alien.
not in a
That's what it
movie
would
where
have
he
been.
can't swear the whole time, or I just don't know. Like, not that Tommy Lee Jones is the most charismatic actor
Yeah.
of all time, and when he's made to be charismatic as
He's got
Two-Face
charm,
in Batman
though.
Forever, he hates his life. So I don't know. He's got to just. They're so different, and for similar reasons that I wouldn't want David Schwimmer as Jay. I don't want
That
Clint
one's
Eastwood.
just objectively
Like,
bad.
imagine David Schwimmer and Clint Eastwood in this movie. It's a
God.
trash
It would've-
fire.
I feel like
I
it would've
heard Jim
bombed.
Carrey too for the role of Jay, but I don't know if that's true or not. Did I make that up?
Okay, he looks familiar.
That's I just showed her John Turturro. Bruce
feel like
Campbell was
Jim
also
Carrey
offered,
could have worked-
offered Vincent.
fine, maybe.
Who?
Jim Carrey?
For
I
who?
feel like Will Smith works because he's a straight man and the silliness is happening around him, whereas I
Yeah.
don't know if Jim Carrey could have played a straight man in this kind of comedy.
Yeah, true.
But I guess he did play kind of a straight man in
Bruce
The
Almighty.
Mask.
Mask. I'm just kidding.
Ace
Truman
Ventura.
Show.
Guys,
Yeah.
Truman
this whole
Show.
time I
right.
was picturing Drew Carey. You were saying Jim Carrey.
Cleveland Rocks. Cleveland Rocks. They just did an interview with him where somebody might be picking up the Drew Carey show in syndication.
Oh my gosh.
Which is lit because that show's stuck in like hell because of all the licensing.
Yeah, I
problems
haven't
with
seen
the
that in a
soundtrack.
minute.
Me either. Not since it was running. So like 2002, I think it ended. Ran for a long time. Blah blah blah.
The way
blah.
the aliens sounded to me reminded me very much of like the Star Wars alien language. Just
Yeah.
like the way that their language sounded and like the way the vowels were sounded a lot like, you know, scenes in Star Wars where
like
it's-
Huttese.
Yeah.
If you will. Yeah. I buy that. I think that's cool. I liked during the conversation. I think this is maybe before they've gotten the suits, but he's showing him around the Men in Black like base area with the twins and the screen, and Newt Gingrich is an alien, which cracked me up.
George Lucas.
Talking about aliens wanting to use the Earth as a neutral planet. Kay tells Jay, "You ever seen the movie Casablanca? Same thing, but with no Nazis." I liked that. I was like, I have seen Casablanca.
We've
Makes
seen
sense.
Castle.
I watched this with my brother-in-law Ron, and when they said that, I looked at him and was like, I get that. I get that reference.
Get it.
Yeah, I wrote down I'd be out as soon as they required suits. I thought the diner scene with the kitty, where the plot really kind of gets rolling.
Meow.
They got the two aliens, the one that looks like the tall Addams Family character, and then the
Lurch.
and the guy with the cat, Orion, as we later learn.
Meow.
You know, their whole conversation, and then they get killed like really quickly by the
Really
bug.
efficiently.
Just
Which,
like
where was that move in the last fight? But whatever.
Well, he had his full
Yeah.
form. He was being all imposing and eating stuff. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
maybe
But
he's
he
like
could've
it's,
just
Kept
like-
stepping on bugs and distracting him.
maybe it was too easy.
Fun.
Or
Yeah.
maybe it's like in a video game where like he had a stealth quick time event or something, and you can't do it in normal combat. It's like an Assassin's
Yeah,
Creed.
it can
where
only be done in a diner with a lot of people watching.
yeah, but you're in a bush
Yeah.
and you like press square and you hidden blaze somebody, but in combat it's like, oh, that same character takes 19 sword hits to kill. I mean, it's like that.
Yeah.
Video game rules. So, and then the poor kitty ain't got no daddy.
I
He got
felt
killed. And so
bad.
then I'm sad for
Abandoned
the
Problem with
kitty.
the cat.
Because the cat then made the most stereotypical cat soundboard meow ever.
Just
You were
like the most like stock meow
Yeah, it was
that
bad.
you hear and everything.
Yeah.
So I liked that, and then one of the most fantastically cool was the whole upstate New York farm with the flying saucer that crashes through the dude's horribly abusive dude's truck. Like he's just the worst. Like
Kinda
angry,
justified.
Like he kind of earned it.
angry poor farmer like abuses his wife stereotype, which is so sad.
We needed that though, or else we'd feel sorry for him the whole time.
You're right. Like as soon like you hate the guy because he goes out with the shotgun and the alien's like. He says, "You'll pry this gun out of my cold dead hands," and he's like, "Your offering
Accept
is
that,
acceptable,"
yeah.
or something like that,
Yeah.
and then kills him
Sugar.
and absorbs his body, and then asks the wife for sugar water, drinks all the damn sugar in the house, and then she's like, "Your skin's hanging off your bones." Stretches himself, she passes out.
Is this better?
Yeah, I really that seems funny.
It was disgusting, but I liked how they didn't make it like the alien took over his body. It was the alien sucked out all of his insides
Yeah.
and then put on his skin.
Which is cool because also he rots throughout the movie.
Yeah.
He looks worse and worse and worse
Yeah,
and worse
yeah,
and
yeah.
worse. And I'm like, oh yeah, he's got no circulatory system. He's
It's
dead.
just skin.
He's just gross.
Things are gray.
We glossed
He,
over. God,
He walks with a limp most of the movie, and
his face, his jaw just looks wrong.
Yeah.
the
How did
limp
they do that?
The
Do you
limp
know?
fun fact was because of the like limitations of the prosthetics. Like the dude had to limp to walk,
That's
so it was just a part of the
sucks when you're trying to go to the bathroom.
That dude does a really good job of playing a dude and another dude.
Yeah, he really crushed it.
Yeah.
Some
It
of
was
that's got to be
another,
makeup department.
It was another moment where I'm embarrassed for him. I'm like, ugh, it's gross. Like, as an actor, I'm like, you look really disgusting, and you're limping around, being like gross.
how
Gross.
embarrassing.
How
I
embarrassing.
do have a question.
Yeah.
The guy in the very beginning, was he the same species as the bug? Because he was like, I failed him, he's going to kill me now. Because I figured he's the same species. And that guy didn't look different. He was able to move normal.
So in my brain, it's either the bug or was he the same?
He said he was
kind
a
of-
cephalopod, which I'm
Okay,
assuming
then
is
maybe
but that
he's-
could be anything.
Maybe he's one of the bugs then.
Maybe he was a smaller bug that fit
The
into
taller
person
guy we're
easier.
talking about.
No, we're talking about the,
short-
dude
No,
at
the chase in the very beginning.
the alien, like illegal alien.
Oh yeah,
The one
yeah,
that
yeah.
gets turned into goo.
I got you.
No, the one that Will Smith
Oh.
chases.
Oh,
That guy
that jumps
says
off
he's
the-
coming to kill me, and like I failed him, so I'm like, okay, that must be like one of his people. But he moves like a regular guy,
Right.
athletic and scaling a building. He's not like lurching around like he, so I was like, is that the same species? Why does one move like that and the other doesn't? But whatever. It's a fun
I
movie. I'm
don't-
not like here to poke holes in it.
I
but-
think that they allude to the numerous threats and problems they have around Earth all at the same time. So I don't think it's necessary that they're linked. But it is an
maybe not.
interesting-
I saent the association with like he sent me to do a job, and I was like, okay, maybe he's like the same species or something, like a scout. But yeah.
Do we
Which-
know what entity is after the galaxy that Orion has?
It was.
That's
I don't
where it got
remember.
a little
I
muddy
don't
for
remember
me.
the name of the guy that's in the head.
Well,
the
no.
little guy.
That's who it belongs to. Why are they? Who's taking it?
Was it the
bug.
I
roach
thought
guy?
They were the same people that wanted it back.
No.
They were like, our guy's dead. Oh, fuck. I don't know.
So no, those. So
I don't know that it's even important.
No, yeah,
though.
because he
the
was a
a-
prince.
yes, the aliens up in space. They're attacking Earth and threatening to blow it up unless they have the galaxy. Right. That's the same species as the diner guy that died that owned
Yeah.
the cat.
Yeah,
That's the
that's-
same.
Yeah.
The bug. I want to know his motive.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I
Who's
see.
the bug's
I'm
think
boss?
it's-
I'm following now.
I think he's just got a lot of kids to feed, and he needs planets.
It's true.
He just wants to get revenge on the humans for
All right.
killing roaches.
I think they're like
maybe?
locusts. They just
Alien
go to a place
bad.
and wipe it of the resources and move on to the next planet.
So it's Independence Day.
Yeah, it could be.
There's a connection. Same universe.
And maybe I just was literally writing notes down and missed. You know what else?
No,
I
it
missed?
got a little muddy for me there.
Well, yeah.
with shut up.
but you're you, so
Like I don't
Your
remember
letters of
what
transit.
happens to the galaxy on Orion's belt. Like
What-
where does it end up?
on the alien spaceship that wants it.
Okay.
I mean, that's as simple as it gets. They wanted it back, or we're gonna blow up Earth. I assume they get it back.
That's true.
Because there's Men in Black 2 still on Earth.
That's true. That's the name of it. Still on Earth.
Men in Black lost in space.
Actually,
Earth blew up.
You want to know how it's stylized?
M2B.
M2B. Dumb. Hate it.
I don't
because-
mind it.
I don't mind
No,
it either.
You know why I mind it?
It doesn't make sense.
It's because I want to read
Not
it
Roman
as,
numerals too.
No, it
the
is
number
Roman
2.
numeral 2.
Okay.
So
okay,
I want to
okay.
read it Men in Black.
Yeah.
Because what you've told me is it's an I. And now you're changing the rules. So screw you. I don't like it.
Cool.
Pisses me off.
Correct.
It should piss me off.
Men
but it
in
doesn't for some
black.
reason.
Don't put the 2 in the stupid. Just because eyes kind of look like
At
one
least it
doesn't
wasn't a
mean-
number 2. That would have been absurd.
M2B.
Well, yeah, that's like
to be.
Shrek.
Men to black, like
like
boys
the
to
new
Men
men.
to
Shrek
Black.
thing.
Boys to men in black.
But it's, Jesus wept. What is with you people tonight? You're all crazy. Nick's making the worst puns known to man. Now you're joining.
Come on,
in
it was
the-
right there. They're J and K.
Carl's.
They wanted me to make the joke.
It's right there. He says, dude. I couldn't help but hit the window with the bat. It was right there.
It's right there.
I liked the morgue scene. The cat runs away. Blah 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 blah. The morgue scene's cool because we get this other character that looks initially to be like a throwaway character because they've come across bystanders before and they just flash them with the Doctor Who screwdriver and then they go on with their day. But we go to the morgue lady multiple times and we learn later that
Laurel.
Kay's flashed her multiple times. Which is cool. I like how because they just make up fake identities and fake government agencies that they were doctors because they needed to check the dead dudes from the diner at the morgue, and he calls Will Smith Dr. White, and the glare that Will Smith gives him is fantastic. It just glares at him. It's great.
He calls him Doctor or something black too at one point.
yeah, he's just
He
like,
does both.
dude.
We get a David Cross cameo there,
Yes.
which is hysterical from
Tobias.
Arrested Development.
Oh, and a couple things before I jump too far ahead in my notes. With the things not being as what they seem, I like that the tabloids were like true.
Yeah,
I
that
think
was
that's
fun.
super cool.
Yeah.
That's a fun piece of like world building because they to build the world
One-
they had to use our world. So
One of the tabloids, if you look closely, talks about a baby being born pregnant,
What?
and that's just terrifying.
I
It's
don't know if-
horrible.
It's like Russian
That's the
nesting
cover
dolls.
of one of them. Yeah.
Oh man.
But in real life,
No.
they're just smaller and smaller babies all the way down. And then the other one I wanted to mention is so they go back to the farmer, the upstate New York farmer's house. The wife is left. They interview her because they find her in the tabloids. And she's like, "Are you going to make fun of me and say I'm crazy too?" My favorite part of that scene. Are you listening to me, Martin Scorsese? Are you listening right now? Pay attention. My favorite part of that scene is
Oh no.
the wife serves Will Smith and Jay lemonade. And Will Smith, K, or Jay, if you will. I said Will Smith and Jay. I meant Jay and K. I can't. It's fine. Jay takes a sip of the lemonade and makes a sour face. Why, Nick? Because the bug ate all the sugar in the house earlier in the movie.
That's good.
Do you want an ice water?
That's good.
Ice with no water in it? In freaking.
Listen,
What was that movie called?
The Departed.
Departed.
I hated that movie. So we can't get
Well-
ice in the water in The Departed. But in
But
dumb
she
ass
offered
Men in-
lemonade,
But
and
in-
there's no sugar in there, so that's not lemonade. It's lemon water.
Yeah, but it's what she had.
She's just a simple farm lady.
That's not lemonade. She offered lemonade.
Here,
so it's the
you're-
same
that's
thing.
like when my mom melts Velveeta cheese and like, here's queso. No.
No wonder you.
Maybe
wanted
Edgar
to
ate
know.
all the ice at the other guy's house.
Maybe, but also maybe just Men
It was
in
New
Black.
York cops. You know, could
Maybe
have been.
what's his face? He's just a better director.
Ooh.
He's better at continuity. Scorsese can suck my ass. That dude's bad. If I can't trust you to put ice in ice water, I can't trust you to do anything. Also, quit tying your freaking horse to Leonardo DiCaprio. He's boring and he's awful and he's gross and creepy and dates women that are too young.
He is gross and creepy.
I don't like it. I
give you
don't
that.
like DiCaprio and I don't like Scorsese and I'm not willing to listen to reason about it. I just don't care. Bad movie. Put ice in the water, dude. It's a good touch. It's a throwaway moment. If you didn't notice, you wouldn't notice. But I notice.
Yeah, that's good. I like that.
And I loved it. I was like, it's great.
I like that Will Smith gave her like a nice story.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah. We're gonna go buy a new dress. Go get a decorator in here.
Kay's like, I've been doing this
Yeah.
for 35 years.
You kicked
since
your
the
husband
60s.
out.
Think of
Just gonna do
all
the
of
bare
the
minimum.
stories Kay's had to think
Yeah.
of over the years, and he's just like, you got hit with a phone book in the face, whatever.
We didn't talk about the table scene.
Oh, I meant to go
yeah.
back and I got distracted.
Yeah, I'm reminding you.
So that's the one, like, drawn out kind of scene in the movie. The movie's pretty quick. David called it in Discord. He called it a tight film.
really is.
And I think that is a very apt description because we're
Yeah.
in and out in 90 minutes.
That and like the waiting on the bench were like the only kind of let you sit there scenes.
Well, I'll add the entrance to the MIB headquarters with the loud ass fan thing with the one security
Oh, yeah.
guard in the chair. Like they let us sit.
And the Dragonfly went on for a long time.
Well, yeah, at the opening.
That was actually that
God, yeah, the
Dragonfly's
opening was so
breakout
long.
role. So yeah, pretty good on-screen presence. You almost forget you're watching 9 minutes of credits.
But the table. So they're doing the whole. They've got just Marines and just crazy important
Army
like,
Rangers, yeah.
crisply uniformed guys, and then Will Smith with his little NIP.
Graduate with honors.
He's just a he's just a cop dressed in street clothes, and it's one of those moments like there's lots of tests like this in life, in like college introductory classes. Like I don't know about y'all, but I had the one where you have to take a test, but the very last question is, hey, if you read this, it means
It tells you to read everything first.
It tells you to read everything. Like the teacher will be like, read everything first and then take it. And if you do it, it's like write your name at the top and turn the paper in. You weren't
Yeah.
supposed to do the rest of it. I loved that. I did that in college, and it was like me and a whole basketball team on scholarships. So they were all just dumber than the bricks the building was made of. And it was 5 minutes, and they looked at me like I just discovered gravity when I walked up there and just put it down and
I feel like
boned
as
out.
soon as one person figures it out, though, people start to figure it out.
Yeah.
But I was
Yeah.
first because I'm smart. But so it was one of those, and they're in the egg, like the crazy egg chairs that everybody
Yeah.
wanted when they were 12, and they're just struggling,
still want some of
snapping the
this.
pencil, and the way he like holds the pencil, so funny. And
They're all trying to ride on the chair.
I love,
Yeah.
I love that he
happening.
kept trying to keep the pencil together instead of just writing with the broken half.
Yeah.
Like this has to
Yeah.
be together.
That's better slapstick though.
yeah, and it kind of shows that like, yeah, he's
That's like trying to hold the plot and like reality of the movie together. It's like it's not going to work. Just
Yeah.
It's like he's
this
smart,
stupid plot
but
hole.
also dumb. Because then he pulls the table, and the noise that table makes, it's just, it's the funniest part of the movie. It's
It is.
so good.
Yeah.
I'm so sad I had seen it before on TikTok of all places. Of
course.
But yeah, no, that's great. Thanks for reminding me about this.
I
kicked myself.
I really liked the elevator scene right before that. He walks into the building with the fans, presses the elevator button, and the camera follows him into the elevator, but you don't see the door shut, and then the other side opens, and then they just keep going on through.
Yeah.
And it was filmed really well.
And it
It
opens
was a cool shot.
behind him.
yeah.
Yeah.
Which is cool. So they get in one way and then go out the other, which elevators work like that, but I still think it's neat. Lemonade and the sugar, I did that. David Cross. He was a
David
pleasant
Cross.
surprise. I like David Cross. Shows up and just dies immediately. Gets glued to
Did
the
he
ceiling.
did he die, or is he just still hanging on the ceiling?
Ooh.
I think he died because
Probably
I
died.
think if
Thought
you're
he was
hanging
suffocated.
from the ceiling,
I
you
mean,
would
yeah.
go, help! If another guy comes in, dressed in a suit, tries to
a
light a
little
cigarette.
help here.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
true. Yeah, he was
Yeah.
dead.
I kind of
He was dead.
just played him
Rip,
as dead.
Rip David.
Which had we seen
The Never Nude.
Kay smoking before that?
No.
I don't remember him smoking
No.
throughout the movie. So was that just a ploy so that we could look up and see something?
I
Ooh.
think it was it's like, how are we going to get him to look up? Although, I guess,
Could have dripped on his shoe.
could have dripped on anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, again, it was the 90s. Smoking was still cool.
It was the 90s.
So I was about it. And I really loved in fact, before David Cross's character pulled out like the Raid to spray the roaches with, I was like, I hope he pulls out Raid and sprays all the roaches.
That was good.
I loved that. And he dies. And
He
then,
did not react. But if a person came up to me looking like a dead guy and then roaches came out of their sleeves, I would be out of there so fast.
Yeah.
He was just like, oh, you have a roach problem. It's like, that's
Yeah.
the least of his problems.
I'm with you, but are we
Like,
supposed
it's
to buy
crazy.
it because it's New York, baby? And New York
Yeah.
is just...
It came out of his his sleeves though.
Yeah.
Like
Like it was a
not
magic
just not
trick.
from the counter, but like him.
Yeah.
Him as a person, like
Him.
a person.
From his person.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Was David Cross's character just thinking like extra gross homeless guy?
Yeah.
Like I don't know.
Maybe.
Oh, this homeless man
It's
is
New
near
York.
death.
Yeah, he's got bugs in him
Gross.
with him. They're his
Yeah.
friends. And then we get another great visual gag with the bug underneath like the morgue cart thing with the sheet over it, and he's
Yeah.
grabbing the morgue worker lady. What's her name?
Laurel.
Laurel. Grabbing
Yeah, I don't
Laurel's
remember.
ankle, and Will Smith cannot take a hint. He's like, "This lady's coming on to me," but he doesn't get it, and she's like, cannot be more clear. And then she calls him on it later. It's super good. Her
I like
role at the
the,
end of the movie was cool.
Visual gag
Yeah.
with the bug guy in the exterminator car.
Yeah,
Kind of fun.
dude, the movie's funny. It's a funny movie.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of subtle
If-
things to it like that,
I had
Kinda
to note that
appreciate
it
it.
was like
especially for an
the-
hour and a half movie.
like the themes and kind of the aesthetic of the Matrix, which with kind of the humor of Ghostbusters.
I was gonna say it's very Ghostbusters.
Even kind of the alien design feels kind of reminiscent of the ghost design in some of them.
Yeah, I
Like they're kind of cartoony, kind of puppety.
I saw a comparison to X-Files, but I don't quite remember the context of like.
I mean,
all-
there is like Men in Black references, like to the the lore, not
Yeah.
the comic, but you would
Right.
really like X Files. I think it's really good.
I should watch it.
I'm on like season 4 now.
When was
Nice.
Ghostbusters? Was that
70s,
80s.
80s,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
84,
Wow, before
something like
this.
that.
Sounds right.
Yeah, but they're similar movies.
yeah.
Fun, similarly fun. Like Ghostbusters
Yeah,
also like
goofy.
kind of has dark-ish,
Yeah,
but it's goofy.
it's one of those where like you kind of subvert logic with comedy. Like
Well, and-
comedy's always taking the front row.
comics in the lead role too.
Yeah.
Bill Murray and Will Smith. I don't know if Will Smith you would classify as a comic, but he's definitely leans comedic, at least in his
Comedic,
earlier
Yeah,
roles.
for
Yeah.
sure.
This was when he was trying to be
He-
like a rapper too,
He was like
because there's the Men in Black song that they did.
at the very
Yeah,
end of the
yeah.
credits. I can't tell. Like I'm too young to have experienced Will Smith when he was in his heyday in the '90s.
Wild
I
Wild
was going to
West
say
is
there are
another
some
one.
people that will take offense to Carl saying he was trying to be a rapper.
No, he was a rapper.
He was.
but
I think he was
like-
still trying all the way through. Even when he was doing it, I think he was still
he
trying
ain't no
pretty hard.
easy E. That's for sure. But I'll be damned if he's not cool. He's a cool
Yeah.
guy, and I'm like, man,
He does a lot of these kind of roles too, like I, Robot, I Am Legend, both kind of like him taking on like this otherworldly event sort of thing. So yeah,
What's the shitty movie he did with his kid? After
Pursuit
Earth?
of Happiness.
Yeah, After Earth.
After Earth.
That
oh,
too.
I was like, Pursuit of Happiness is like critically acclaimed, isn't
Yeah, that's
it?
a great movie.
The shitty movie.
That's a great movie that we won't watch because I don't want to go on that emotional ride.
I Am Legend is up there on my list of movies I will never, ever, ever watch again.
Doesn't the
because
I
dog
really
die?
liked that one. Yeah.
Yes, but that's only part of the reason why I hate it. Everybody jumps to the dog. It ignores the fact that his whole family gets blown up as well. It's
also-
not just the dog.
There's also
guys.
two endings to that movie.
It's also zombies, and I hate zombies.
Oh, yeah. Zombie. I don't get it.
Well, I think
know.
they're supposed to be vampires, but I
Okay.
think that's the book. But
Weird,
still, yeah, they look
undead
like zombies.
creatures that want to come eat you.
also,
spoopy.
I'm out.
I'm pretty sure it's a remake. I think there's an older I Am Legend movie.
Really?
I think so. I was told that by a friend's dad when I was 13. When the movie came
We
out.
used to make
Fact check
remakes
us.
good though. Like
We
the,
still did.
The Will
I mean-
Smith I Am Legend's pretty good.
True
I liked
Grit,
it.
the True Grit remake in 2011 was
But that
very
was,
critically
yeah, it's
acclaimed.
a decade ago still. Like we haven't remade anything good lately.
13 years ago.
Dune, I guess.
Dune.
Because we made that in the 80s. We made that like I had any hand in it.
We.
I'm pretty proud of the 85 Dune. Yeah.
We should watch that movie. Steven calls
The
it-
original?
yeah, the original Dune film. David Cage's Dune. He called Lynch? Cage?
No
Lynch?
idea.
David's Dune. He calls it a fever dream, but also says he loves it. He's like, so the first modern Dune, the first Chalamet Dune film, he's like, that's 80% of 80s Dune. And then they just freaking go crazy in the last like 20% of the movie.
Dang.
It would be fun to do a Fever Dream movie month, but because I also want to see that one they talk about in Harmontown with the guy wearing like the loincloth.
Oh,
What's the Zardon?
penis is evil. Zardoz.
Zardoz.
Don't mess
I
with
wanna
the
see that
Zohan.
one.
With Sean Connery.
This is
yeah,
Zohan.
that movie
Yeah.
definitely shows
That'd be
characters
fun.
staring at Sean Connery's dick and balls.
Yeah.
Crazy. Bug, Skin Man, Rots. Oh, Shea Stadium. Wanted to point out. Shea
What
Stadium.
stadium?
That's the Shea Stadium. It's where the Mets and Braves game was going on in the film. That stadium
Oh,
was
yeah.
torn down in 2008 or 9.
Rip.
MetLife Park replaced it. I think that. So the last scene. Let's just talk about the end real quick.
Yep.
Yeah.
Real quick, like whatever. Like we have a time crunch, but we've been going for longer than I actually thought we would talk for the whole movie because it's a pretty quick movie.
Yeah.
I liked the morgue lady, whatever her Laurel. Laurel. I liked the her role at the end because she's kind of just dragged up and then dropped into a tree, and she's dropped way higher up in the tree than it seems like she falls from at the end. That was funny. Now I was taking notes. I will admit here that I missed the whole UFO observation tower thing. I missed how that was introduced and built around the World's Fair
Yeah.
because I was typing notes. Sorry. I missed that because I was paying too much attention to the movie, contrary to our TikTok critics. Still, I'm missing stuff, and I should probably watch these movies more than once, but I will never do that because I'm not Carl. So I like that she's just kind of in the tree, and then they catch up to him, and they blow the one up, and then he like leaves his skin and becomes just a big,
Yeah.
gross
Big roach.
CGI monster that added $4 million to the budget because it was supposed to be a puppet.
Yep.
Oh wow.
And eats Kay.
Eats K.
Kay's like, I'm going after my gun.
He go,
Eat
yeah,
me.
eat me. And I was just like, what is this nonsense?
Now, I forgot I had seen a bit of this too.
Mm.
So I knew the whole that Kay gets eaten, and I knew that the bug got blown up from the inside, which sucks.
I don't know how it was a little bit of a letdown.
What do you mean?
Just how they defeated the guy in the end.
I disagree. I think it was great. What
I
do you
don't
mean?
know. I wanted more of a fight, I guess. They fight for sure, but he just crawls in and blows them up.
Yeah, but I like the whole blowing things up from the inside. They do it in Gears of
Yeah.
War 2. They do it in Hercules.
they
with-
do it
yeah.
with the Hydra.
with a sword.
Wow.
I really like that as a trope.
A lot of commonalities between those two movies. That's interesting.
Because it's cool. It's gross.
It's gross.
Like
Because
imagine
even in both of those, yeah, they have a kind of an icy cold love interest with what's her name in Hercules? What was Hercules' lady?
Carl's finding the common denominators between Hercules and
But she's kind of
the-
an icy
It's
lady,
like
and then Laurel's kind
Meg.
of cold.
Megara. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Meg.
yeah. Yeah, that's funny. Wow.
I
Sorry.
watched
They're both brunettes.
Didn't mean to derail. Yeah.
Avatar's Pocahontas or whatever the crap you said before.
There's a
That's
hidden world of
that's
gods
the
or
theory.
aliens. Yeah.
Oh.
Avatar is
I did like in this one that like the KJ connection wasn't like some otherworldly prediction or like some like we've been destined to be partners. It was just kind of like, yeah, we're partners and that's it. And they didn't have any like,
Well, watch Men in Black 3 and get
Oh,
back to me
no.
on that.
What?
There's
no.
one,
Hold
there's-
that thought.
There's one thing I know about Men in Black 3, and that they shoehorn a connection in that movie, from what I
well,
understand.
never mind.
I don't know
At least
that for
they
100%.
kind of mesh well though. They're not like at odds with each other. They're kind of immediately or kind of
It's like, well, okay, you got the scales. Let's go on and give it a try.
I
Come on.
see a 1920s mobster.
come on,
Sounded
see,
like- sounded like
there's
fun.
aliens, see.
Sounded like
I've been in a
fun.
coma 30 years. Toots, what have you been doing? Gardening? Well,
I've been
back
locked
now.
up in Alcatraz for 3 decades, see?
Yeah, don't look it up. You won't find me. Like,
My name is
yeah,
Big
how do
Baby
how do they
K.
reintroduce things? It's like, oh, he was born now, like after 40 years. It's like,
Don't ask
Yeah.
too many questions.
Yep.
yeah.
I don't.
You'll get neuralized.
I'm bummed out
Yeah.
for you that you didn't like the mob fight. I feel like the monster fight at the end. It just,
I mean, it was fun.
I didn't like the goo. Ugh.
well, that's the thing.
I guess
actually-
I
It was
just
the
wanted
Nickelodeon
more.
era though, lots of slime.
I would have rather J and K, like, to see them fight it together.
what?
K,
that way.
K
Teamwork.
Here's
disappeared.
the thing. What? Just go big monster.
I don't
film
really
and
know
then
what that means,
A
but-
single shot from the cricket.
No.
And then that's it.
No,
A single shot.
I don't
from-
know what I want. I
Noisy
haven't thought
cricket.
this through. I just
All of the
I wanted
guns-
more K.
All the guns they have kill the aliens in one bullet and their spaceships. So it's like they had to make it fantastical. Other than,
Yeah.
or else it's just never was a threat at all. Boom, like that's that.
And they did work together. They had to trust each other that he would like distract him long enough that he could get his gun, and he had to trust that he would not get eaten for
Yeah,
sure.
and it's the first
So there's
time-
kind of that.
Yeah.
It's the first time either of them were in any substantial danger at all in the whole
Yeah.
movie. Like before,
And it's kind
they're
of a
just,
test to see if Will can do it on his own later.
Yeah, they go from being they're one step behind is the struggle throughout most of the movie, and then
Yeah.
they get him. So there had to be some kind of, oh, we're losing. And you can't lose unless you're separated from the weapons, which is why they get taken away immediately, and the whole fire thing happens. And Kay is like, the only way we're gonna beat this is with my gun. Now, what I was screaming at the television is, how is your cricket not in your suit pocket?
Where was it?
I don't know.
He just didn't have
You
it.
just didn't have it. And I'm like, it's this big. Just keep it with you. Because then it could have been. Oh,
That's
the
a
gun-
lot of power to have in your pocket.
However,
Yeah.
I guess if Kay's been swallowed, you don't want to eviscerate Kay either.
That's
but there
true.
was a period of
True,
time
yeah.
where they had no guns and Kay was still outside of the monster. And if he had the cricket, he could have just boom. So
Yeah,
I want a cricket prop. I want to put it on this
Yeah.
table. Be fun to have.
that'd be good.
The roach also could have stabbed them just as easily as in the diner. So there's a lot
No,
of.
because so he had been seen.
The loading scene?
So they didn't have the stealth. There was no bushes for him to
Right,
hide
right,
in,
right,
like
right.
Altair.
I keep
Assassin's Creed. You know Assassin's Creed rules. Yeah, it must have been. That's the scene that I thought you were talking about or going to mention when you were like, "I would hate being an actor here." Is when they're all gross. covered
No,
in
that
slime
too.
at the end.
That too.
'Cause it's just
absolutely.
nasty. I bet everybody was grumpy filming that.
But I was well. I read a
Yeah.
fact that Tommy Lee Jones didn't mind, and Will Smith hated it.
You know what?
Jones didn't
I would have thought the opposite because
I would have
so-
thought the opposite as well.
The movie that I've read the most about that involved Tommy Lee Jones is how much he freaking hates Jim Carrey from doing Batman Forever.
Huh.
They hate it. Well, they didn't hate each other. Tommy Lee Jones hated Jim Carrey because he was always on. Jim Carrey's always on, being funny, like doing gags for the crew, kind of like being the Riddler,
Yeah.
more or less. And Tommy
Same
Lee
thing
Jones-
with the Andy Kaufman movie, didn't he?
yeah. So
Where he kind of
Apparently-
became a nuisance.
yeah.
Apparently, the actress that played Laurel in this movie, the morgue doctor, apparently everyone hated her in real
Aw.
life, like to the point where she didn't act much after this movie.
She's in Men in
Wow.
Black too.
Did they say what?
I mean, I said
Crazy.
much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's interesting. So I really wanted her. I actually wrote down. I typed really fast because I wanted to get it down before it actually happened in the movie. I wrote down. I hope the morgue lady gets a job at Men in Black after blasting because they
I didn't
shoot-
see that coming.
Like Kay kills, you think, the bug from the inside, and then it's half of it's crawling around and like goes to get him with their backs turned, and it's our last like moment in the movie, and she blows it up, and I'm like, oh, she's gonna.
Yeah,
and
as
then
soon as she
did.
blew him up, I was like, I betcha.
And I really enjoyed
I
that.
betcha.
And it tied us in because I was bummed
liked
out.
it.
I didn't see Kay's retirement coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, me either.
And he was just kind of like,
I was still
wasn't
waiting for him to
training-
be an alien.
Yeah, I wasn't training a partner. Jesus. But the line, I wasn't training a partner, I was training a replacement. I was like, oh, now I'm bummed out.
Aw.
Yeah.
And I cheated and read a little bit about Men in Black 2 because he's on the cover. So he had to come back.
It's like when they put Gandalf on the second episode or the second movie
Second
on the cover.
episode. You've done that twice.
Well, you know, the
I know,
book,
it's funny.
the book had been out for.
Fair. Well, the
Several.
comic had been out for Men in Black.
Well, unlike the comic, Lord of the Rings was quite popular.
That's fair.
Nobody gave a shit about
Fair and real.
it. That's the end of my notes.
Yeah, I didn't have many.
Anybody else have any final
Did we
thoughts
cover
for-
the
I have-
quote? Oh, go ahead.
Well, before that? Carl, you go ahead.
I just had that quote. A person is smart, people are dumb.
I
And
like
then
that.
he kind of goes on from there, but I thought that was really succinct
Yes.
way of kind of summarizing kind of
I have
like that.
I-
their
that's-
mentality and their approach and everything. It was kind of cool.
That's the kind of things I tell myself every day. Because people are idiots. What's Dan Harmon says everyone's an idiot. The average IQ is 100.
He's been saying that a lot lately.
Most
He is
people-
not having a good time right now.
Well,
It's like
Carl,
early 2021 or 2020 in the podcast for me.
the show ends in
So,
2020.
or no, 2014.
Yeah, let's talk about another podcast on our podcast. Hot
This is
points.
just a Harmontown podcast.
It's a-
Harmontown Star Wars community podcast.
And Scorsese hate corner.
Scorsese. I can't,
Words.
I
Scorsese.
can't say Scorsese once again. All right, hot points.
But what you can say.
Did you do hot points for Edgar? That's
I'm
what I
gonna
want to know.
cut off your head if you interrupt me again before I hit this.
No, I did not do hot points for Edgar. 0.
Why the hell
Negative
would she do
1,000.
hot points
Not
for
hot.
Edgar?
It was a joke, but you cut me off and ruined it.
I cut you off because I'm trying to set up a segment because it's my job.
No hot points for him. This movie was not very hot. Did not do hot points for Tommy Lee either, but I did do hot points for Will Smith.
Tommy Lee's aged out of hot points.
Yes.
It'd be like doing hot points for Morgan Freeman. In
Yeah,
Batman
you
Begins.
just don't do it.
Elfie, can
You
you?
don't do it. Effie says hi.
The dogs say it's time to wrap it up. We're trying, dude.
So Will Smith, we started at 5, and then he got a -1 for the yellow fluffy outfit that he wore when he first
Trash.
got
That was
to
rough.
like his recruitment test or whatever.
It's the 90s.
I know, but it was so just terribly 90s. Not
Yeah.
hot -1.
Jumpsuits were crazy.
Brings us to a 4. That's it.
Wow.
I don't know.
He
Just,
does nothing for you, huh?
no. Hot points, like, they're meant to just be my visceral reaction, and I didn't have any visceral hot reactions. So
That's fair.
Nothing throbbed for you during
No.
the film.
nothing made me want to make out with him.
Yikes.
Dang. So his
Now when he
just-
put the
his,
sunglasses on and said it makes him look good, or he makes him look
Nah.
good,
his general swagger, nothing.
he helped
I feel like
deliver
I'm
an
getting
alien.
too fast and loose with hot points. We're tightening it up.
Yeah.
Oh, I like it. I like it.
You know?
no, I'm
To
in.
return to form.
Return to
All right.
form.
And you know, you got to have more mid scores.
I know, we're
That's what
having
hot
too many
points is
hot
lacking.
It makes the tens more important when we do it.
Yeah.
We don't have the like standardized distribution of pointage.
Yeah.
So now, speaking of sunglasses, I just thought of a thing just now. Why do the sunglasses scan in this movie, but then you watch The Matrix and you just want to laugh at them? Sunglasses
Is it
in
the
The Matrix
suit?
are
Because The
bad.
Matrix is taking itself seriously, and this movie's being funny.
And they're wearing it with the
Plus,
suit.
the full leather and the slicked back hair in the Matrix,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
it's
I
a
think-
whole thing.
And they're all like the such black lenses in the little metal
They're
frames.
super small and
and
skinny.
in Men in Black,
it
they
did look
were
a lot like
more-
what Will Smith wore at the end, though. He kind of updated his uniform that kind of looked like a priest's collar.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
that
was
was-
like
I didn't know about that, but I like his sunglasses update. I was like, that's pretty slick.
Yeah, they were just maybe they were just bigger and like more like Ray-Ban-Z, and I bought it.
So they're more classic. A more classic.
Predator 2, I
lens.
think, was the name of those glasses. Apparently, there
think
was
I read that.
a huge
I s-
spike
yeah.
in glasses sales after this movie.
Between this and Netflix, the 90s
Were they
just-
actual Ray-Bans?
Yeah.
Because in the
No, I
song
don't
it says
think so.
Ray-Ban.
I
Okay.
think they were Ray-Bans.
Oh, at the end?
Okay.
Oh, at the end, I don't know.
I don't know.
No, but the like.
He knows the model. He doesn't know who made them. They're called the Predator 2s.
Who made them? I don't know.
That's all I know about it. I stopped reading after that.
Half research brought to you by.
Grab an F-150. Who makes that? I don't know. I didn't think to look at
Now,
the
what could
manufacturer
the
name.
F stand for? Pro Dodge.
Whatever.
Who's to say?
I never realized that the F is for.
I don't know if it is. I don't know if it is.
Okay.
Well, it's got to be.
I thought it was. Well, why would it
The
be
F
Ford
stands for
F-150? The
Ford.
Ford,
All right,
Ford
here's-
150?
Here's what I poised to you as a counter argument. What does the S and S10 stand for? It's not Chevy. It starts with a C.
Chevy.
What is like the secondary letter in all of the Wrangler models? J. If J is Jeep, JK, Jeep Keep, JL Jeep Leap. Like what?
Cheaply.
Cheaply.
It might be full size.
Oh,
Google AI says the F in F-150 stands for Ford's half-ton full-size pickup truck.
Like Google AI. I
Well,
want regular
Google AI
Google.
also says that like you can thicken your pasta with glue.
I mean, you can.
Fair.
You can. That's true. Well, it's
You
because it's
shouldn't eat it afterwards.
Google AI scrapes a lot from Reddit, and
That's a
Reddit
mistake.
is full of just people joking.
There's
And
entire subreddits that are just ironic. Yeah, it's like you gotta
love
filter
going-
out some of that information.
I love going to forums looking for a genuine answer, and it's just dudes that like are real nerds about the topic, and they think that everybody should know what they know, so they're just like like fucking around, and it's like, no, I need to know what size bolt this is.
Oh, gosh.
So should we do hit or miss?
Let's do hit mid or miss, and then hit mid or get the hell out of here because we gotta watch Jaws next, and I'm hyped to watch Jaws, and a little worried because one of the rules of the podcast is no horror films, and this one's a little tense, apparently a little scary. It made
Who
people
else-
kill a lot
It
of
is Shark
sharks.
Week though.
Who else seen it? I've seen it. Is that it?
The fact that you've seen it makes
I've
me
seen it.
relax a bit. You've seen
Carl's
it. No
seen it.
way
I've not.
you've seen it. So
I actually watched it last year because I was getting excited about older movies, and I was like, "Oh, I've never seen Jaws." So I wish I'd kind of saved it. I
That's
didn't realize
all
we were
right.
gonna
Yeah.
get
well,
there.
you've
but-
saved Alien, right?
Yes.
We'll do Alien.
I'm
maybe
dying
this
to watch
year.
it.
Oh
We need
my
to get
God,
there.
I can't wait. Well, I want to save for October because it makes sense. So
Yeah.
hit or miss. I'm going to go first. So This movie has a lot of things going for it in my mind. It's under 2 hours.
Yes.
You know, normally I like to play a mental game when a movie's over 2 hours of how would I get this under 2 hours. For Independence Day, it was cut out the kids and tighten some things up because that was 220. This was 90 minutes. And I really enjoyed the fact that it was 90 minutes. We watched a movie last night and then still had an evening.
Yeah.
And you can't do that with a lot. Now, a lot of my runtime, I want to kind of accent the fact that I'm not like anti-long movie. Like The Godfather shouldn't be shorter. Lord of the Rings shouldn't be shorter. The Batman shouldn't be shorter.
Yeah.
There are some movies that could probably trim a little bit. But generally, I'm not like angry at movie runtimes for the sake of movie runtimes. I'm angry at movie runtimes because I just don't like watching movies and I would rather do something else. So
you
90
started a movie podcast.
I started a movie podcast. Well, I started a movie podcast because it was the only way I was ever going to watch anything. I needed an outside factor. And my lust for being bullied online made me start a movie podcast. So no, 90 minutes is a huge plus. Tommy Lee Jones is a huge plus. Will Smith, I've enjoyed in every Will Smith movie I've seen. I like the things may not be what you see them thing I hammered on earlier. I think that's great. I think it makes a movie very easy to buy into, at least at a surface level. You're in because it's the world. Like, you know, we've all looked at tabloids and gone at them. Yeah. But like, what if they were real? You know what I mean? And that's a cool thing to think about. I had fun. I think it was a funny movie. I don't think anything in the movie was funnier than the table scene. That might have been my favorite scene in the whole movie. And it didn't take itself too seriously, but it still had emotional moments with D retiring and K retiring largely with retirements. So for me, it's a hit. I had a blast. I think that this is a movie where if it was on cable while I was making coffee Saturday morning, I'd leave it on. While I was channel surfing, I'd leave it on. So, who has seen this one before? Was it everybody but me?
I have.
No, I hadn't.
You hadn't. Okay,
No.
let's do you last then. We'll
Okay.
bookend the people who hadn't seen it before. Let's go with Carl, as I point at Nick, just to confuse it.
You really
Let's go
threw me
with
off.
Carl.
I think I echo a lot of your sentiment. I think it's a really like kind of a perfect summer popcorn movie. Like you're saying, it's kind of tongue in cheek. It doesn't take itself too seriously. There's a lot of plot holes if you look, but who cares? You know, you kind of forgive them because of what it is. But the only issue that I really take with this movie is their typography choice for the credits in the beginning. It makes no sense. I don't know, like, 'cause I guess like they didn't want to be too on the nose and go like alien type, but. And I'm not just coming with the criticism. I have a solution as well. Like, I just don't know what they were
I
going for.
redesigned the Men in Black
Like,
logo.
yeah, check out my, follow my Skillshare course or whatever. But, the type looks like, like dew on a spider web. And I'm like, are they going for constellation? Because it's not giving constellation. So I don't know what they were doing there, but my suggestion was like, why not just do like kind of a typewriter type and let it kind of type out, and it would look kind of like the records.
It'd be
from Men in Black.
government-y.
It could be the exact same typeface they have when they're deleting what was his actual name?
James something.
James. They could have done that type, and it would have been like a nice foreshadowing for what was to come. But yeah, I was just like, why did they do that type? It was so hard to read too. Like it was like taking up the entire screen for one name, and I was just like, gotta stand back. I just got my eyes dilated. I can't fucking see this shit.
I did
Yeah.
notice.
It was very. It reminded me of the movie Where the Wild Things Are.
Never seen it.
Very tall
See,
and
but that's
thin.
kind of a mysterious kind of like that feels
It fits
right.
better
It
for
feels
sure,
written. Yeah, it was like we're so
fantastical,
advanced. Why are we
if you will.
going with this like kind of weird written font? That and him shaking the dog was hilarious. I forgot we didn't talk about that.
Oh,
but him
the
shaking
dog.
that
That was
pug.
great.
I was like, was that a real dog that he's just shaking?
Okay.
Like,
Did you notice?
I think it's a hit if I didn't say it already.
No, but it kind of the whole intro went on for so long. I kind of tuned it out.
I was making my notes. I was like
So,
writing down the year.
I
the
didn't really
movie
pay
came out.
attention.
If the intro had been a little shorter with the credits, the type may not have been such a big like red flag. But I was just like, what are we doing with this?
we
Like,
doing?
oh.
It's really funny sometimes to have a movie podcast with 3 graphic designers because I'm just like meep
The
words
typography!
looking words
Yeah.
look sometimes
The type
different.
for me is like the music for you. Yeah. I
yeah,
really
that's true.
slashed on. I was just like, ugh.
I didn't really care about the music in this movie. Sorry, Danny Elfman. Stop having
No,
orange hair.
the music in this it like aged for me the way 80s music has. Like it was very
No,
90s. It wasn't good.
Yeah.
I didn't notice.
A lot of like I feel like 90s movies music doesn't bother me, but this one I was like, oof, yeah, I'm sensing some datedness in this one.
I'm yawning. Nick,
I'm gonna go hit
that's 3 hits
for this. Yeah, just to echo what you guys were saying. It was super lighthearted but was never boring. So yeah.
All right, let's move on. You? I have another follow up, is why I want to keep going. So, all right, say mid.
I want to say, well, this movie's mid A up. I feel like I'll forget half of it in like 6 months.
Okay,
You got neuralized.
can I just say?
I don't know. Like it wasn't bad, but I don't think it was great, so I don't want to give it a hit.
All right. So I'm going to give it a hit, but like I think it's a 7 out of 10 movie. But I enjoy.
For me,
I
it's like
enjoyed
a
it.
5 or
I
a
think,
6.
for me.
5 for you, Carl.
No, I feel like a 7.5.
7.5,
Yeah.
7. So 5 for you.
5
so
or a
it
6.
didn't quite land for you.
It wasn't like it.
What-
You know, I did not like
What
it. But
about
I'm just
it?
like, meh.
Is it just too silly? Is it too
No,
loose?
it just was like,
Just too dumb?
it's dumb.
I mean, yeah.
But I think it was like done well,
Does the 90s-ness of it harm it for you?
a little bit.
All right, that's
It feels
valid.
more dated than like, oh well, but Independence Day is very 90s.
So is Space Jam, but
I haven't seen Space
I don't
Jam.
think Space Jam holds up as well as we all think it does. Not to again hash a Harmon.
haven't watched
rant.
that
You know,
movie in
it's
a
like a
long,
national
long
treasure.
time.
Like I don't want to give a
Oof.
National Treasure a hit.
Of
I
course you
will.
don't.
So like to me, this is like on par with like National Treasure.
Can
so
we
I'm gonna
not
go
bring
mid.
up movies that Nick is just obtuse towards?
Oh, I can't think of another example right now.
Casablanca.
But that's a hit.
Well, yeah,
So I'm trying to think of
it's a
other
hit
like
if you pay attention.
goofy things.
Whatever.
Nick, what would you give it out of 10? You're the only
Um,
one who didn't. input
7.
there. 7 and a half.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's that's weird because it's like I
it's
think
not like
by-
a Dune hit.
by definition that should be mid, but the scale also has enjoyment in it,
Yeah.
which can hide crimes
Yeah,
or
absolutely.
like raise crimes. Like, you
It's
know,
a weighted rating.
there are movies, especially the Scorsese ones, that I know intellectually should be good films, but I just hate them. So
Fair.
they can suck my ass. And the inverse happens with things like this film, and you know,
Like
other-
if this
other
was
of the lighter
on
films.
TV, like I wouldn't be mad if it was on, but I wouldn't leave it on. Like if you left it on and be like, ah, whatever, but I wouldn't
Well, sure,
keep watching it. It'd be like, eh,
It'd
whatever.
be one that, like, if we came in 45 minutes in, I'd be like, oh, Man in Black's on, and I'd make coffee, but then I'm not going to sit down and drink the coffee and watch it. I'm going to go put baseball on or whatever. But, you know, there are movies like
Top
The
tier.
Patriot that I don't want to drop into
Change
the
the
middle.
channel.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or like when Lord of the Rings is on, it's like, oh, we're in Moria, and I've seen it a million times, but I don't want to drop into the middle of that. Or Star Wars, for example. I never want to drop into the middle of a Star Wars movie.
Really?
When Star Wars is on, and I am channel surfing, and I find like episode 2's on, and I'll sit down for a couple minutes and go, yeah, I'm in the mood, and then I'll go to Disney Plus and put the movie on.
Interesting. I guess that's true. You can always just stream it.
Yeah, but whatever. I digress. Jaws, people.
Job.
Job.
Hyped to watch
Jaws, baby.
So I guess technically we have a banger of a film, even though you're a mid. But I'm glad you didn't hate it.
No, I didn't hate it.
I think it was a fun movie.
It was fine.
Would you watch Men in Black 2?
Maybe.
I don't know if I need to either.
Maybe.
just
I'm
made
kind
up.
of curious. Like, I want to go read the IMDb. Like, I want to go read the plot and see like how they get Kay
Yeah.
back in there. But I don't care
Knowing
enough to
that-
watch it.
Knowing that he comes back makes me want to watch it.
I don't.
Also, I think I've seen the second one because shocker.
What the
I
hell?
don't remember any of it, but I remember a very. I don't remember it, but I remember. Wow.
Wow.
I remember a scene, a very specific line that I was waiting for this movie that didn't happen. So I'm like, I guess I
Ooh.
saw at some point another one of these.
They did that Men in Black Abroad or whatever international, the one from
yeah.
2019.
Yeah.
That
Chris has.
Hemsworth.
Chris
Hemsworth.
You were struggling.
There's no way that's good, right?
No, it's not. And there was
No.
a part in that movie that I got confused for this movie because I thought Zed was going to be a bad guy. And I think that's like the surprise at the international movie. It's like the head honcho's like an alien or some like
I saw
double
that.
agent or something.
I saw
was
that
like,
he
eh.
plays
Kay's an alien.
No, Zed is an alien.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well, at least you get an alien.
it's true.
Maybe you
I
should
get a
watch all of
twist.
Wait,
Oh.
Zed was an alien then?
Well, he played the actor is
Oh, okay.
attributed an alien in Men in Black 3 though. So I think he had
okay.
passed away of like I think Alzheimer's by 2019. So he couldn't have been in that unless it was a posthumous release or something. So anyway, what a bummer to end on.
Right, Jaws.
Alzheimer's. See you next week.
Jawsheimers.
New The Big Room Friday.
Oh, God.
Friday.
Not Friday. When does the show come out?
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Whatever day.
We don't know.
Brought
We're on
to you
Galactic
by
Time.
State Farm. Have it your way, whatever their slogan is. This is the worst podcast in the world.
State Farm. Have it your
way. Friday. My brain's dying.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Energizer.
Give me a piece of that football cream.
Keep it going. Keep it
The
going.
Office is great. Yeah, dude, I have no brain.
Break me off a piece of that applesauce.
That was it. John's like, almost. And his character's name isn't John. This is his real name. It's Jim.
It's close.
It's close.
Yep.
You know, John Krasinski's real accent makes me want to hit him because it just seems wrong.
Oh, poor John Krasinski.
Just that
Wait.
little Bostonian stank.
a little bit, yeah.
I'm like, I don't know why I like it when Wahlberg does it, but man, we gotta watch Shooter. Well, we gotta watch the Jaws, and we gotta end the show.
Yeah.
My brain's just shot. I was at the DMV for like 1,000 years yesterday. Hey, Jaws. I'm excited to watch Jaws, and then I'm excited to watch all the Jaws MythBusters episodes after I watch Jaws.
Oh,
so we're gonna
nice.
watch that. I'm gonna be really scared and holding onto my blankie and sucking my thumb, and we'll talk about it next week. We'll see you in the next one.